Every 4 minutes, someone dies from a stroke in the U.S. Now, the Centers for Disease Control estimates that strokes claim almost 130,000 lives every year. That's 1 out of every 20 deaths. In all, about 800,000 people have one each year. They can strike at any age, even if you think that you're not at risk. And this morning, as part of Stroke Month, we are reviewing the signs and steps that everyone needs to know. So joining us is Dr. David Miller from the Mayo Clinic's Comprehensive Stroke Center. Also with us is Sherry Pinkstaff. She's a 39-year-old mother of 2 and physical therapist, and she is a stroke survivor. So Sherry is going to be sharing her story with us to show something, that everyone needs to be aware of. And 39? And you had
Actually,
a
just 40 last week.
So, well, you were 39 when the stroke happened. So,
yeah.
Did you have any of the symptoms? Like, what was going on? What was your health like leading up to this?
Yeah, I was perfectly healthy. Actually, no risk factors at all. I run every day. No high blood pressure, nothing like that. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Miller, how common is it for someone like this who was healthy, who runs every day? I mean, we are all often told, work out, and then that helps to keep you healthy.
Yeah, unfortunately, common enough, but not that common. I mean, it isn't something you need to worry about every day, but it is something you need to be aware of. Stroke can happen at any age. It's a little more common in older people, but it does strike even very healthy people at a young age. So you need to know your risk factors, fix them. You need to do the things that you need to do to stay healthy, and you have a good chance of avoiding strokes.
So, Sherry, what were you told about your particular experience?
Like Dr. Miller said, it was unusual, but the most important thing was that I had people who knew who understood the symptoms, who recognized the symptoms, and were able to do the right thing.
Can you take us back to that day?
Yeah. It's actually the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and we had house guests. My in-laws were at the house, and I woke up as I would normally, around 6 o'clock in the morning. I was laying in bed thinking about what I would do, go for a run, take the kids, not take the kids. And as I started to get up, I noticed that my right arm and right leg were not working the way I wanted them to. I had a lot of numbness and weakness. I went to the bathroom to sort of get myself together. Just felt really weird. I woke my husband up really just a couple of minutes after I woke up, just to tell him that I didn't feel right, and I couldn't speak. I couldn't tell him. I just woke him up, and he just looked at me and he said, "What's wrong? Can't you talk?" And I couldn't. And so thankfully, he recognized the symptoms. He knew I couldn't speak. He noticed that the right side of my face was drooping. I tried to tell him that my right arm felt weird. I couldn't speak it, but I tried to indicate it to him, and he called 911 right away, and they came.
And it's those symptoms that you need to be aware of. Now, there's an easy acronym, to help you remember the signs of a stroke. So what you want to do is basically in case of an emergency. So it's FAST, which stands for face, arms, speech, and time. Now, face means ask the person to smile. Does one side of their face droop? Ask the person to raise their arms. Check if one arm drifts downward. Now, have the person repeat a simple phrase. If their speech is slurred or strange, that's a sign. And most importantly, every second counts. If you see any of these signs, just call 911 immediately. We're going to be posting all of this advice to the morning show page of news4jax.com. Ashley.